did you say what did you say there? Like what your issue was? It wasn't a generalized. What did you say?
Well, with doing solving the problems that I encounter in my life by repetition, I always get at the same situations, and then by solving with the work and the other stuff I do, you create a new chance to create a new first experience.
Pause. Did you all notice what he did? What did he do? No, forget that. He did, but what else? No? Everything counts.
Yeah.
He began in first person,
And then you.
Yeah.
and then he used.
Yeah.
As he came to the EMI, he jumped out of the driving seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came towards it, but then.
And
he
then
thinks,
as he
Yeah.
activated, he jumped out of there. Look at that look.
And then he looks at you.
And then he looks at me and started hewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know the EMI is very prominent,
Yeah.
right?
That way.
Yeah. And he's woof.
Yeah.
But do you see how beautiful this work is? And this is why
Yeah.
you have to be able to interrupt.
Yeah.
This isn't about being impolite, it's about helping your fellow human being. I love this guy. Yeah? That's why we're connected. And when he goes in there, that fires. So this time around, we're guaranteed we're going to sort this one. Yeah? But did you see how sneakily?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not
Yeah.
being sneaky. He's just going to answer your question. And he's I, you. And as I'm explaining it, he answered before I got there. I just said, oh, and he said, you. I said, yeah, you
Yeah.
did. So he's able to track himself right up to that disconnect. And it's literally the equivalent of driving the motorcycle to being on your ass and breaking your freaking back. I mean, that's the instinct. Yeah? For motorcyclists, yeah. There you go. If you're sensible and you have a car, yeah, it's the equivalent of getting out of the steering wheel position while doing 70 kilometers and nipping in the passenger seat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to.
So anyway, what was it that you weren't seeing, Chris?
Well, when there is, I sabotage myself.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah.
But you get up early and practice. I mean, how do you do this? That's better. Yeah, it's over there. Right, so you had to have a quick glance at it, yeah? And the reason I'm chuckling is because when the plastic, I sabotage my nonsense. Nobody ever wakes up in the early hours of the morning and says, oh, I can't wait to screw up tomorrow. I have a plan. I know how I'm going to do my day so badly. Is that how it works with you? Or? No. So you don't do it yourself.
There is what
Your system.
my system does it.
Yeah.
Because of whatever.
So you see what I mean? Now this is where these videos are hysterical to watch because you're like, is he really saying that? I mean, he seems like an intelligent guy. But it becomes very loony very quickly because it's a trance. So he gets so far in his life and then the trance kicks in. So you end up living a life of snakes and ladders. You have that saying, that game? Yeah. So you roll a dice, you come along. If there's a ladder, you can go up.
Dat ganzenbord.
And as you're going along and you roll a dice and you end up on a snake, it takes you all the way back to square one again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's called Snakes and Ladders.
Yeah.
It's such an annoying game because there's 100 squares on the board and at 99 there's a snake's head.
Yeah.
And you're nearly there on, you look like you're gonna, and you roll that dice and you land on the darn snake's head and it takes you all, the biggest, longest snake takes you back to square number 2. And you're like, it's so frustrating. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And there's more.
yeah, and there's more, and I see everybody else is able to get there, and I
Yeah. Yeah. Snakes and ladders. Yeah. So, what were you saying? Always? What do you?
yeah.
What you always do this?
That's the feeling
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got.
yeah,
I always
yeah.
end up
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
situation. Yeah.
So that. Was there ever a time when it was never there?
Probably when it was never there.
Yeah.
There was a time that it wasn't there yet.
You see, so even he doesn't believe that, right? So
Yeah.
I know I just test his generalization. Logically, that
tells
must have
me
been.
that, yeah.
However, your feeling says no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
That's so it's always been, right? Isn't that crazy? There must have been a time when it wasn't, but his system says, because it's an always.
Mhm.
Yeah? So, breathe, that's right. And breathing's good, you're doing that well. So, if we look at always, as in up until now,
Yeah.
yeah, that means that's logic.
Yeah.
And neurologically, that makes sense. Up until now.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. And now, you're sat right next to me.
Mhm.
Now, you know that part, after we do a bit of work, that part that sort of has always sort of hung around there. Yeah, that part that sort of hangs around there, waiting for you to do a little bit of work so it can go and erase it. You know that part?
Yeah.
Then, if that part shrank and slid over here into my back pocket,
Where the hairy ass is.
where the hairy ass is. So you only have a hairy ass to look forward to. What are you noticing now?
Well, that's the tricky part I just mentioned right before we started.
Yeah, what was that again?
I have a fear that I will succeed to fuck it up again.
So when you accept, you see that little fear that was just that closer, that wasn't too far away.
Yeah.
You said, I have a fear, and it's sort of just closer there now, yeah? It's
Yeah.
just there, yeah? So when you think about that fear, yeah, just there. Now, can you look at me now? And now try think about that fear whilst you're stuck over here with me. Yeah, keep trying, yeah? What are you noticing now? What are you doing in there now?
I stop breathing.
Now try and think about it. And now try and think about it. What are you noticing now? You can have your eyes back. That looks different.
Mhm.
What are you noticing? What are you noticing? Is that that's different? Now he's in his head having a damn good try.
Yeah.
Busy. Something's missing, something's changed. Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Ooh, possibilities.
Wow. I made a sentence in my head.
Yeah.
which was, I'm trying to see if it's really true.
Mm.
And it fucks me, yeah. Yeah.
The juice.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
There we go. Like it?